A lot of founders think that buyers care most about EBITDA, but that's not always the case. So buyers don't just buy your numbers, they buy your team. Sometimes it's about your systems, but it's always about your culture. They buy how your business runs when you're not in the room. Hey, I'm Diane Prince. I built a business from scratch that I sold for $28 million in 6 years. One of our biggest value drivers was not just our EBITDA. Sure, you have to have strong margins, but it was also our culture and the way our team worked together. Today, I'm breaking down why team culture matters more than most people realize, especially if you want to exit one day. Later in this video, I'll show you how you can start building that culture before you hire a full operations team using virtual assistants. If you want to help building a documented, scalable team without full-time hires, like and subscribe. I share tips weekly, sometimes even daily, and I'm here to help you scale your business. Buyers don't just buy profit. They buy teams. When a buyer looks at your business, the first question is not always, what's your EBITDA? Sometimes the first question is, does this thing run without you? Because if the entire business collapses the minute you take a vacation or the minute you get your contract and you're out, your valuation drops instantly. A strong team culture proves that you have systems, that people know their roles, that the business is steady and predictable, and you, the founder, are not the bottleneck. Not everybody's counting on you to get things done. When I built my company that I sold for $28 million, we built it intentionally so that other people were on the front lines, not us. So this is really true in staffing. Teamwork is the product. And other service businesses. Buyers want proof that your team can operate consistently, especially when you're not involved in every little thing. Okay, the best part is you don't need a huge team to start building that structure. Don't worry if you're a solopreneur, you're just starting out. You can begin even building culture with just one trained VA. Okay, so think about this. Like, culture is systems plus communication plus accountability. It's not just about vibes. I mean, some parts are, okay, but it's not about whether everyone gets along or loves the emojis you use. Okay, now there are team lingos and protocols. That's going to happen, because culture is about how your team works. Okay, one of the things about our culture in my business is reliability. We are reliable. We start meetings on time. We end meetings on time. We can count on each other. Culture is your communication rhythms, your accountability systems, your documentation, your expectations. And early on, it is essential to have the right people on your team, because they're the ones that are building your culture. Okay. Even if your team is remote or part-time, culture is incredibly strong when you have systems in place. Some of the strongest cultures I've seen were built by founders with tiny teams because they were intentional. Okay, here's what you can do to start if you don't have the budget to invest yet in an offshore operations team. Okay, start with a virtual assistant who understands ops and they can bring structure early. Create documentation, have them set the tone for communication, have them support accountability. You can build all these things in with a fraction of the cost of hiring a team onshore. That can build culture long before you're ready to hire full-time employees. You don't need a big team to start building culture. You need to build culture from the beginning. Okay. Don't think I'll build culture later when I have a big team. That does not work, because culture starts with your first hire. What you really need, you need consistency, clarity, and communication, not payroll. Here's what it looks like in real life. Creating a communication climate where problems get solved instead of ignored. That's reliability. Encouraging collaboration instead of siloing. That means treating your offshore team just like you treat anyone else in your team. Establishing purpose and vision so your team knows why their work matters. What's their mission within your mission? empowering people, even part-timers. It doesn't matter where they are in the world. With ownership and trust, these things don't require a big team. They require your leadership, or that you bring on leaders, and a virtual assistant can help you put these in place from day one. Okay? Whether you use us, whether you use ATeam as your virtual assistant source, or whether you find someone on your own, okay, you can think of ATeam, that's my business, is that we're like a plug and play culture. Okay, documentation and delegation. You get the structure you need without the overhead you don't. A documented culture increases valuation. Buyers like businesses that are easy to understand, easy to operate, easy to plug into. Documentation helps to make that happen. Talking about SOPs, ownership, playbooks, prospect tracking, inbox management systems, weekly reporting. Data is so important. Numbers, your bookkeeping, your accounting, weekly reporting, clear lines of responsibility. These are not nice to haves. These are value drivers. Not only is this something that's going to set you up for success, for a successful exit, these are going to help you actually build your business and enjoy your business, even if you don't want to exit. Okay. These things create confidence. Buyers pay for confidence. A trained virtual assistant can help you build all of this long before you're ready for a full-time team. So when a buyer looks under the hood, they see organization instead of chaos. That is so important. Culture doesn't require a ton of money. It requires structure. Founders sometimes think that culture means perks. I mean, we all know like the stereotypes of like Pilates and retreats and stuff like that. But culture is not, that's not necessarily culture. Culture is what's really important in culture. Like nobody cares. Nobody's going to buy your business because you have a foosball table. Okay. They want you to have clarity, respect, systems, roles, accountability, alignment. And guess what? You don't need a giant budget to build that. You just don't. A lean offshore team is one of the most affordable ways to create culture before you scale and long before you're ready for a full ops department. If your goal is to exit someday, or even just to step back from the daily grind, the best time to build culture was yesterday. Second best time, you know what I'm going to say, is today. Culture is a strategy. Systems create value. Documentation builds trust, and virtual assistants help you create all three. If you're ready to build a business that buyers want to acquire, or you just want to stop being the bottleneck in your own company, book a call with us. All the info is in the description. We'll help you build a documented, scalable, sellable business starting today. I'm Diane Prince, your virtual business partner. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.